Hello, this is Entendre, and today we're going to be making some Psy Percussion by request. Then I show some techniques and get you going. So basically we're going to take any loop, doesn't really matter what it is, some kind of percussion loop. I kind of listen for things that have some of the characteristics of what I'd want in the end sound. So for this, I'm kind of looking for kind of a metallic, resonant, percussive sound. So let's just listen. Some nice dubstep loops. Or we could go see what kind of dub loops we've got here. Those are nice. I think I'm going to go with this sample, so I'm just going to load it in, and then I'm going to slice it to a new Midi track. And I'm going to use the transients built in. So now it chops it up and puts it all over the drum rack for us. So let's see what that sounds like. Did a pretty good job. So now we could rearrange it however we want. I could even add some MIDI effects to kind of add some randomization. So for example, I could use random or arpeggiator or a combination of the two, or scale. So let's try random on here and see what happens. Let's give it 25% chance. Yeah, 12 choices is fine. And then we'll do bi, so we could go up or down. And yeah, let's just try this, see what happens. Quantize it as well by pressing Command U, and yeah, that's kind of cool. So I'm gonna keep going with that. I mean, obviously, maybe not obvious to everyone, but you can play with these knobs here now, get some interesting results changing the loop settings. So maybe you just want some short, clicky drums, you could get that. So that's one way, and then you can also throw on some audio effects like the Resonator, which I really like. Playing with the note here, changing that around. get some cool results. You can change the decay, and there's also a couple modes. So now at this point I can make this into a group, Command G. And we have our items grouped, and I could map this note to macro 1. I could map other things. Let's see what that sounds like though. And I can adjust the range of the mapping. So if I only want it to go, say, C1 to C2, or C3. So then we have a 2-octave range on the knob. Let's give that a shot. Maybe we even want to just limit it to 1, so let's try that, C1 to C2. And here we go. And you know, if I'm gonna layer like a kick drum under that, then I probably want to cut some of those low frequencies. But I mean, we can just get a kick going to see what that sounds like. Let's see. Just gotta get kick over here. We'll just use one of Halford's kicks. If we can find one. Maybe he didn't give any kicks. That'll work just fine. So it depends on what style you're trying to make. I make a lot of Psy chill, but the person asking wanted to know how to do like Psy trance percussion, so you could speed it up, get something like this. You can go in here and draw some automation for that knob, and so we're just going to use this right here. Maybe we could draw it or we could record it in, so you know, whatever the last one you clicked on is going to show up here in the editor when you click on this E, but you can also click up here. Actually, no, that's the automation record right there. But if I click on that, that'll record in overdub, yeah, I believe it's overdub mode. Oh, session record. Okay, yeah, well, we're in session, so that's fine. I noticed in the left box that I was wrong. So we're in session record, and I'm just going to hit play. This automation arm has to be enabled. So now I'm going to hit I'm going to switch to this view, hit play. Okay, so we should have some automation now, as you can see. You could also go in and smooth it out just by clicking these nodes. Smooth out those bends. See how that sounds. It's pretty cool. Let's see here. So it sounded weird. Let's see what that sounds like. Fire truck. Because this beat is fire, y'all. You're coming for me. Nah. So now we got that. There's some other experimentation that could be done. I'm gonna add some audio effects, like grain delay is another great one to play around with. Here it is. Just gonna throw that on the end there. And can modulate the spray and the frequency, get some cool results, or the delay time. I like to turn it off sync and put this at a really low setting so it's barely noticeable that it's in a different time. And let's see what that sounds like. You can also change this to 50% and play around with different times here. So let's try that with delay time here. Even turn up the feedback a bit. Record some of that in. Let's turn this on and let's see. Yeah, let's go. Record some of that too. sounds like they're in different keys. So I think I'm going to change the resonator range to be not C and try and tune it to that other sound. So that's pretty cool. I think we got all that from this sample here. Now it's I would then continue to, okay, so here's another thing you can do is just, once you get it close to something you like, resample it, or just choose the track that you want if you don't want to get the master track. And I'm going to set this to off. I'm going to record arm this, and we're going to say Psy Perc, and we're going to record it in. Okay, so now we have that. You can do the whole process again, just slice to a new Midi track, transient, or you can mark which ones you want and use warp marker mode, or you can just use a preset division. But I'm going to use transients. I'm going to use the built-in setting, but you can make your own custom slicing presets and use whatever effects you want just by throwing a drum rack into the folder where it needs to live in the right format. But that's another tutorial. I think I actually have a tutorial about that somewhere, but maybe I'll put a link in the description. Anyway, this example right here, now we have sliced it again, and we get this. Now we could quantize it all. I mean, there's unlimited patterns that we could then make using this. So let's say I just want to make something custom again. So let's get the beat going. For reference, I can just take off solo and let's draw in here some patterns, or you could play them in on your MIDI controller. just takes a while to, dial in something, but another cool thing I like to use is you could use distortion, but I was actually thinking about multi-band dynamics in this OTT preset. It's just a multi-band expander that really brings out all the subtleties of a sound, which can be good or not so good, and needs to be used in moderation, but for this it could be cool. Let's try it out. I like that. So yeah, that's one thing you can do. And then I could like double this pattern out, duplicate this, and change it up a bit. So I could shorten some of these notes, maybe add some doubles, maybe change some of them completely. Add another little fill here. One other technique I wanted to show is how you can use follow actions also to create elaborate patterns. So I've got this loop. So it sounds pretty good. So I'm going to resample it, create a new audio track, resample this channel. Record, turn that off. I'm going to say Psy Perc 2. Now let's record it. Okay, now I'm going to do some crazy effects to this channel. So that sounds pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and record that. Alright, so then I'm just going to keep doing different variations. So I might actually throw like a randomizer on here again, just to get some variation going. Or you could program it manually. I just want to do this for speed. So that's pretty cool. And then let's try something else, not a flanger. I'm going to delete that. And let's put on like a beat repeat, for example. And let's turn this down to some crazy settings. Alright, let's see what this sounds like. Alright, that's pretty cool. I'm going to record some of that. Alright, and let's just tweak the settings more, add like a frequency shifter, get some ring mod going. Maybe some. So I could actually move that while it's playing or recording. So yeah, let's do that. So that's pretty cool. And just keep layering. So right now we have 5 different loops. So let's just keep going. Let's get at least 8. I'm going to throw a corpus on. This is a nice resonator that comes with Ableton Suite. Let's turn the beat repeat off for a second. You can choose different materials here. I could even sidechain it from, say, the kick. Or let's try the original percussion track. Wait, is it that one? Yeah. Oh no, that's the glitchy one. Okay, let's try this one. Yeah, can we get audio from that? Let's see here. We're gonna try. Oh no, I guess it has to be Midi. So I'll just get it from the track itself. See what that sounds like. So now it's just playing random frequencies, but what if we put a MIDI effect over here, give this a scale, let's make it like a minor scale, and put this on G, because I think that's what this is tuned to right now. Alright, there's some notes that are way too high, so let's try and limit that. That's pretty cool. Let's change the material. interesting sounds. It's almost like a, yeah, I don't know, it's almost not percussion anymore at that point, but still very percussive. And let's see, we have 4, 7, so we just need one more interesting loop. Try one more with this. Let's try throwing this beat repeat after it. Let's try turning off the side chain for a minute. Yikes. Okay, so we have 8 different recordings. Now what I'm going to do is go to, well, this follow action section, which is here under launch when you click this L. And I could choose next or any or other. These all have different functions that are pretty self-explanatory. If I click next, I can get a more organized pattern. So let's just see what that sounds like. While they're all selected, obviously. So now if I play back. Okay, so that's pretty cool, but if I turn on legato and I turn this speed down really low, now it's going to take up, well, without legato it sounds like this. It'll restart every time. Which is pretty cool. If I turn this on, it's going to take up where it left off each time it goes to a new clip. And that's really all. You can play with different variations of that. I could turn on this any selection, so now it's going to randomly jump between them. You can also choose different numbers down here to affect how quickly it changes. Let's try it. Now, of course, you can resample that, slice it up, rinse and repeat as much as you like until you get something that works for your track. So yeah, I hope this tutorial was insightful for you, and these techniques can help you make the percussion of your dreams. All right, take care. I'm Entendre. Check out my SoundCloud. Peace.